Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to another session from Economicspedia. So, in today's session, as you can see, the topic has been already written on the board. It is from a very important part of microeconomics, that is none other than the asymmetric information. Now, this is a very important part in economics overall because this part somehow relates to the modern parts or modern concepts of economics. Modern concepts, by what I mean by that, behavioral economics. This is a very new concept in economics all over. So therefore, this concept, that asymmetric information, it involves a a very concerned part in these new upcoming portions, or we can say it's a very important and integrated part of the modern economics. Alright, so what does this asymmetric information actually mean? Now, while talking about this asymmetric information, first let me start with the market. Under market, we have all heard about the perfect competition market system. Now, in this perfect competition, of course, we know the features. I'm not going into details, like there are n numbers of sellers and n numbers of buyers. So, lot of buyers and sellers are there. There is no barriers to free entry and many other features. I'm not going into that perspective. One thing under perfect competition that has been by default assumed, that these buyers and sellers, they have a perfect information about the market and its commodity. So under perfect competition, they have all the information. The information that are with the sellers, it is assumed that the same information is there with the buyers as well. Okay, so this is from this concept only I would like to discuss this today's concept of asymmetric information. Now, as the word is very much self-explanatory, that asymmetric, that means the information is biased. It's not that every participants of the market are aware of what is going on. Whenever we talk about this asymmetric information, a very classic example is, I know many of you have already got that. Yes, it's correct. That is the market for lemons or the market for used cars. That is where this asymmetric information actually came into existence, and it gained a great popularity. This asymmetric information or the market for lemons, I'm going to take the example of market for lemons. Now here, lemons, what exactly this means? In other words, this is also known as market for used cars. And this asymmetric information, rather this market for lemon, this concept was given by famous Akerlof. He once visited India, and he was teaching in one of the esteemed universities of India in Delhi, and there he came across this market for used cars, and then he published his paper, and that gained so much of popularity. So what this actually means? Now, as it is already asked, used cars, right? Under used cars, there are of course two types of cars. One are of course good quality cars, and the second one is a bad quality. Now, this bad quality cars, these are named as lemons. Okay, these are called lemons. So lemons, don't confuse it with the actual lemons, it's just the bad quality cars. Now, so in this market for the used cars, sellers are there and they are willing to sell their cars, that is the used cars, to the buyers. Now, tell me, who is having a better information about the cars? Of course, the sellers, because they are the owners of the cars. So they can distinguish which cars are the good quality and which cars are of bad quality. But being a buyer, none of the buyer has an information about which car's quality is good or whether it's a lemon. This is where the asymmetricity of information exists. That means there is a bias in the existence of information. Not every participants have equal information. So therefore, what happens actually? Let's discuss it in somewhat details. So in the used cars, we have buyers and we have sellers, right? They have the information and they don't have the information. This is the situation. So this is the market for lemons, okay? Being a seller, they can distinguish the quality of the cars that are being sold. But buyers, they don't know it. Now tell me, had it been the case that buyers knew that which cars are good and which are of lemons, then they would have easily distinguished the price, right? That the resale price that they are going to pay. But since the buyers are unaware to distinguish this thing, therefore this controlling of the prices of these used cars again remains with the sellers. And now tell me, if in the used market, if the good quality cars are getting sold at a higher price and the bad quality cars are getting sold at a lower price, so then the buyers can easily distinguish, right? Like this price is higher, so this means this is a good quality car, and this is a lower price, that means it's a lemon. So therefore, as I've already told you, that buyers do not have any kind of information, and price plays a very important role in determining the quality of the products. That means the information that we require. So therefore, what happens? This good quality car and the bad quality cars, they are getting sold at an average price. That's right. The price that is being sold at, it is the average price. Now what happens if there is a selling in the average price? The bad quality cars, that means the lemons, they are the sellers of the lemons, they are getting a higher price than they were actually deserved because of their quality. On the other hand, very interestingly, the sellers of good quality cars, they are getting a lower price because of this average price. So in one way we can also portray this in a single line, that this is a good quality car and this is, let's say, lemons, and the average price lies here. It is of course in this format, right? So therefore the sellers of the good quality cars, they are worse off, and the sellers of lemons are getting better off. Therefore, what will happen? The lemon sellers, they are finding that they are getting some profits. They are making some good money by selling a lemon in the market. Whereas these good quality car sellers, they are seeing that no, they are actually getting worse off. So it's not right. Therefore, if this process in the used market continues, that the price remains at the average price, then what happens? We will find that lemons drives out the good quality cars, because the sellers of lemons are getting a better price, getting a better deal. So therefore, every seller of lemon has more incentive to sell in this used market and grab the profit. So therefore, ultimately, eventually what will happen, that the lemons will drive out the good quality car from the used market. Therefore, in the used market, only lemons will be there, no good quality cars. This is where the asymmetricity information or asymmetric information ultimately leads to market failure. Therefore, the consequences of asymmetric information is the existence of market failure. Market failure where the optimal situation cannot be achieved. That's how we define market failure, right? So this is the situation. All the good quality cars are getting washed away from the market, and only the things that are left out are the lemons. Alright, so this is a very short note on the asymmetric information. However, if you want to get into details, get the study material, then contact us. The details are appearing on your screen through mail, through WhatsApp, through call. You can contact us anyway. We are always there and you will always be getting a response from us. Thank you very much for your support, and show your support by hitting the like button if you like this session, if you find this session to be useful. And if you're new to our channel, press that subscribe button and also press the bell button so that you never miss any update from our channel. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you in one of my next videos very soon. Stay tuned. Thank you.